Hello, and welcome back to the Nasty Punk Channel here at YouTube, and of course I am here with what could be probably one of the last discussion videos here, at least on country-based, stuff here, stuff going by either states, whatever. Probably the last one to talk about this episode before I move on to reviews and shit. But of course, as you can see with the title of the video, we're talking about Brazilian Thrash. Now, you might be wondering how come I skipped Germany. It's because I've done at least 2 videos on German metal, to be quite honest. I did stuff already on that, so I don't need to talk about any more German thrash, to be quite honest, on this channel. At least for, this month. So instead, I'm just focusing on Brazil. So let's definitely get into the stuff right here. Of course, this is basically how I look at it, though, when it comes to the 3 countries that I've already talked about, which of course is the United States. I've already talked about Germany, and now here for Brazil. Basically, when it comes to thrash sound, there is definitely a difference within, regional sound. Basically, while the United States did, start the whole thrash metal thing with, starting with bands such as Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Megadeth, Exodus, Testament, and so forth. But over in Germany, they ended up taking it at least a bit step further with bands such as Sodom, Creator, Destruction, Death Row, and shit like that. However, Brazil over here pretty much took it to the extreme. Basically kind of starting the whole extreme metal sound that would, really would latch on with more extreme genres such as black metal or, maybe even to some extent maybe death metal. But they did also even start the whole war metal thing. It was all created here in Brazil, basically. But some of these bands might not all be, that there is, some good thrash and everything from here. So, of course, everyone knows about Sarcophago, which is basically these guys right here, with Iron Ride, another album that really kind of, influenced or even started, the whole war metal thing. And of course, then you got Sepultura, probably the biggest of all the, Brazilian thrash. While their earlier stuff was a bit more death, kind of early proto sort of black metal, basically, like Morbid Visions or Bestial Devastation, shit like that. Basically, Sepultura might be considered maybe the Destruction or Creator or Sodom. Actually, probably, who knows? Bit of, the genre, maybe the creator of the, as maybe in Sarcophagus, pretty much the Sodom of the genre. But who are the, so that means who are the, the destruction of the genre? Probably these guys, the ones playing the background. That's of course is, Volcano. To me, these guys could be the destruction of the, of the whole Brazilian thrash scene. And of course, I really dig these guys though. Volcano might be one of my favorite, Brazilian thrash bands. I really like these guys. While some of their sound is kind of more bordering on death thrash, at least this sound, which is their second album, which is a lot more raw than their first album, which was what was their first album called? That's bad. But at least I got which of course was Bloody Vengeance was the first album. But this one's a bit more thrashier than the first album. First album was almost also maybe closer to like Sepultura or like again Sarcophago. But this is definitely, you know, more thrash but raw. The production on this album is fucking raw. Of course, and they're also in the earlier ones of the whole, you know, scene. One of the earlier bands, kind of first starting off, I think like as early as maybe 1981, 82, I think. Yeah, these guys were pretty early. Now, might be considered one of the earlier extreme ones, but their single was apparently is more different. More like a more real raw, more sloppy heavy metal starting off. But of course, they had their first record actually was being a live album, then second one being just a studio release, kind of like that. I guess in a way, probably starting off like the new wave of British heavy metal band A2Z, but these guys are just, you know, not like that. Just more, but just, you know, idea. They started off with the live album for being their first full length. But this is good. I like again, Volcano. I got you know, I've listened to at least a few more stuff by them, at least a bit. Out of all these bands, I only own more by Volcano, to be quite honest. But I only have like 3 other albums. But again, good. Then after this sound, I really did just turn into more of a thrash metal band. Started with Who Are the True, which is a tough album to get a hold of these days. Actually, it's never been reissued on CD. And it's never been reissued on vinyl. It's only been reissued on, well, nothing. There's only original, you know, pressing for that one. It's very tough to get a hold of. And after that, the only one that you can at least find on CD more so than that one, of course, with Rat Race, which is more of a thrash metal album. It's a fine album. That one's alright. But after that, they ended up splitting up and came back with the album that's playing in the background, which of course should be up there as one of the top comeback albums. That's of course is Tales from the Black Book, and I love this album. This was actually the first thing I ended up actually purchasing by Volcano, even though I had listened to already Bloody Vengeance. But I picked this one up, and this album is fucking good. I love this album. Just there is not a bad song on here. Of course, there is a re-recorded song from the live album, which the live album was, I think, pretty much was all sung in Brazil, or Brazilian, or Portuguese. But I think it's the song that was, you know, re-recorded was the song Total Destruction, whatever, which is basically total destruction. But this whole album just rips. It's a fucking ripper. And to me, this is, of course, probably a bit more close to the first 2 albums by Volcano, which are, of course, you know, Bloody Vengeance and Anthropophagy. But just with better production, I guess you could say. It's more cleaner, but there still is a raw aspect to it. I love this album a lot. I can't say anything more. As far as I know, I don't think there is an actual vinyl, you know, copy of this for those who want their stuff on vinyl. I don't think there is, but I'm taking a look. There is. It was put up by High Roller Records. But of course it has a bit different artwork than this, though. But yeah. Still, there's been actually several different covers for this album, at least as far as I know. There's a bit different for this one, but this is, of course, the I Hate reissue from 2008, which uses the original artwork for the first copy of the album. But it's good. I like this album a lot. Again, I can't say anything more. But they still end up releasing a few more albums, such as 5 Skulls and 1 Chalice, Drowning in Blood, which I think was the first album to not feature the original singer, which of course was Angel, who I think was the last album he ever sang on, was 5 Skulls and 1 Chalice. But starting with Drowning in Blood, they started using the singer, different singer, who again is it? Luis Carlos Luzada, which I'm not sure if he lasted for, but I think he could be still on the one I'm about to show. Yes. So they've released about, with him, 4 albums at least, but this is the only album I own with that singer, and if this, of course, was released back in 2014, of course, this is the Holy Wicked, which I'm gonna be real blunt with you. I have yet to get in to at least this. The first album I ever listened to with him on vocals was The Man, the Key, the Beast, and I couldn't get into it. And this one, I tried. I haven't still listened to this album still in a while because of it's different. It's more, I guess you can say, a bit more death metal, I guess you can say, than the others, than some of the really earlier stuff, especially the ones with the Angel on singing, on vocals. But I guess the fact is, when I listened to Volcano, I expected the sound like Bloody Vengeance or Anthropophagy, or like, again, Tales from the Black Book. I expected to sound like that, and somehow it doesn't sound like that for, the albums without Angel. Like, it doesn't. It doesn't sound, it just sounds so different. Because I'm so used to that guy. I'm so used to that, sort of Black Death, type of sound, or thrash, whatever. I'm just kind of more real accustomed to that sound, so it's kind of real tough for me to get in to some of the later ones. And I haven't checked out the round from last year. I have not, so I don't know. If I start getting more, being more accustomed to this sound, to this, one with Louise on vocals, then maybe I will start to check out more of, like, Drowning in Blood and, of course, the album from last year. That's basically it for Volcano. But, of course, still, they are definitely one of my more favorite bands, but I still just prefer Angel to the other guy. That's how I am. Of course, there's other bands such as, Mutilator, there's Panic, there's Psychopossessor, there's Mystifier, who are more black death metal, but they kind of fall in within, stuff. You got Sex Trash, and there's Holocausto, another good band, another really good one. I do like them. I still have to get a copy of their first album, which is a fucking good album, though. It's, again, just like Volcano, probably more aggressive than, or more, like Volcano, more aggressive, or more similar to really early Sepultura, like Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions, and of course Sarcophago, more like with, Iron Arai. But of course Sarcophago didn't turn into a thrash metal band until their third release, which was, of course, goddamn, what was their damn called again? Let me go back over here. The Laws of Scourge. Just got Metal Archives up here, and a few more other mentions. Nervosa, or one of the more later ones. They're an all-female Brazilian thrash metal band, but they're definitely the more newer ones. And of course, I can't forget to talk about the other, this other one right here, which of course is The Mist, which I like The Mist, but this sound is not their best. The one I'm showing right here, which of course is Gone for Less, and this isn't that good. I don't care for this one as much. I like the first two albums, which of course has the singer from Jackal, another Brazilian thrash metal band, but who I'm talking about is Korg. Those two albums are the ones I recommend the most, which are Phantasmagoria and The Hangman Tree. Those two albums are the only thing I like from the Mist, and those are the only two that I recommend. This one, if you like them, if you end up liking those two as much, then I don't mind you know, checking this stuff out. This one right here, which I prefer this cover over the one that's actually is mostly used. I think it's so fucking dumb. Of course, it's that one. I just prefer this cover the most. I don't know. So just me. But yeah, I found this one for about maybe $2 or $3, maybe, or $5. I can't remember how much I paid for this one. It was over at Wisaka Records up in Reno. It's alright. It's alright. It's not the best thing they've done. I don't really recommend it that much. It's an alright album. Just go after the first two albums, which are Phantasmagoria and The Hangman Tree. Those are the only two that I definitely recommend the most. Alright, that's definitely it for a lot of, for like Brazilian thrash. If there's any more bands that I forgot to mention, definitely, put that shit in the comments section, below and everything. So, until then, this is Happy Fat saying I'm out. And I'll definitely will be back with some reviews.